Pixar, Disney Animation, DreamWorks, and so many more animation studios might have to close their doors very, very soon. A complete and total annihilation of CGI animation perhaps on the way. Folks, we've got thoughts on this. An AI, mostly AI movie is being released in theaters, and it could shake Hollywood to its core. But what do we think about that? What do we say about a potential Toy Story style moment in cinematic history? Good or bad? Should it make you sad? We'll tell you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, welcome back to the channel that continues to give you the news you need to know ahead of schedule and setting the pace for the headlines of tomorrow's legacy going extinct dinosaur media types as they get out their jumbo pencils and take notes. Folks, we only need one note from you, and that is clicking the like button, and perchance, if we are so lucky as to receive a comment, well, we would love to know, are you in favor of AI movies, yes or nay? Folks, we're to say what we think. We're going to give it to you right now, but there's a new one. It's called Critters, and it's on the way from OpenAI. It could be the big Toy Story moment of our time. Are Pixar and animated studios going the way of the dodo now that AI is dropping on by? This is big time. Folks, whatever you might think about artificial intelligence, you need to stay with us and hear what we have to say. I'm going to do my best to stay out of the way of taking a side on the AI versus creatives fight. I'm just going to lay out what it is that you can expect to see in the market, and then we're going to debate that. Futurism.com has this one. OpenAI, that's ChatGPT, that's Sam Altman, says it's making a full Hollywood movie using AI, and it's coming soon. Now, I think this is a very brave thing for them to do. This is going to be done, I believe, using Sora, but specifically Sora 2, and probably just unlimited server capacity. You know, when a private user does this, they have to use tokens or whatever it is, you know. And when OpenAI wants to do it, they just, whatever they want to go with, they can have at it. So we're going to see what is at the very limits of artificial intelligence and generative video. OpenAI has teamed up with production companies in London and Los Angeles to create a feature-length animated movie made largely with artificial intelligence. As the Wall Street Journal reports, the purported goal of using AI tech on the movie is to speed up production while also saving costs and presumably serving as a giant tech demo for movie execs everywhere. This is the Toy Story strategy. Who will pick it up? This is going to be terrifying for any company that wants to attach themselves to it. I don't know that they have to. Like maybe OpenAI can just go straight to the market. But anybody who gets attached, even voice actors, like anybody who attaches themselves, this is very different in one way from Toy Story, and that is the market was highly receptive to CGI. And in this case, the market, consumers might be very eager to see what it is, but the market in terms of the people who make the stuff, they dread this. They are extremely anti-AI. It is more, you would find a more parallel with the Luddites of old. So, and I'm not trying to use that as a derogatory, but it says the film will invite comparisons to the early days of CGI animated movies in the mid-1990s. Funded heavily by Apple co-founder Steve Jobs, the era's animation studio Pixar quickly turned into a powerhouse, producing a litany of critically acclaimed and commercially successful feature films, including Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. But whether generative AI will represent yet another major revolution in the space remains to be seen. Now, this is what they're saying is going to be the movie is Critters. Critterz, Critters. Now, I'm going to mute this because we're not going to play it, but I'll play through just a little bit here so you can see what they're looking at doing. This is very early. I don't know about the designs or anything. I'm not going to say the quality of it, but they're going to make a full-blown animated film out of AI. It's not going to be totally AI. You're going to have human voice actors. You're going to have people doing sketches to make the thing, and it's going to be highly stylized. But this is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before, okay? Critters. And the big deal, they're going to make it allegedly at a cost of $30 million. And they're saying that it's going to blow away anything we've ever seen before. This is a power play, gentlemen, because if they can do this for $30 million, it's almost impossible for movie studios. If they can blow away anything we've ever seen before for 30 mil, it's hard to say no anymore. And China is going to be all about it. All right, let me hand it to the panel. Guys, your thoughts on this. Is it a watershed moment? Is it a time when we're going to see a transfer of technology, a new paradigm shift? Or will Hollywood ditch this and say, no, 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 it's an existential threat to all of us?
I can't help but think of the lower quality of so many films that have come out from the major studios recently, specifically in animation, that the bar has been set so low for what this has to exceed. What I saw there was not impressive to me in any way, whatsoever. But when you look at the framing on shots in like Wish and the compromises that were made in a movie like that, of course, Wish didn't make any money, but it might have if it only cost $30 million to make. But these characters right in the middle of the frame that are, there's nothing that I look at that and go, oh, wow, I have something that I can learn about this by looking at the design of this character. I can imagine the world that they live in because I've seen the design of this character. It's all generic. And I think it's going to be something that this will be the true testing of what will the market bear. Will the market bear a completely indistinct children's property with no rough edges of any kind? And will they watch it forever? Coco Melon would be the equivalent on YouTube, where as long as it's not offensive, I don't mind if my kids watch it and it's a song they'll sing along with. Forgive me the cynicism on this, but this to me is the death of creativity, or maybe it's the death of consumer creativity, corporate creativity. This is so bland, and I hate it so much. And I can't say.
Jonas, how do you really feel about these character designs?
Well, they're nothing. They're nothing. This is go make me a thing, and I won't have any notes. That's what I see when I look at that right there. We ask people to do creative designs on occasion, and they generally put their own stamp on it, whether they're conscious of that or not. With AI, it's so difficult to wrangle that you kind of have to accept what you get, or you can just restart the whole process over again. I need to let other people speak because I'm speaking too long here, but that was so generic and indistinct that I think if you're dealing with someone who has a single digit age, maybe they'll be fine with it. That's all I can say for that.
Well, Christian, what say you about it?
Well, I think Justine Bateman's on suicide watch right now. That's for sure. Yeah, I think if it enters the marketplace from a lowest common denominator situation, like a streaming channel picks it up, that will be very interesting because as sort of like streaming fare, our expectations are lower. But also, once you see how much money is saved with these endeavors, that may be just irresistible to Hollywood studios. And for all the whatever they signed in their last strike agreement, it all seems inevitable to me that the change is going to happen. But I also think that, for all the lack of personality we're seeing in these visuals, I bet they get better, or maybe they get more, or maybe they work with the animators and they kind of,
Well, let me ask you this, Christian. So as Jonas was making those criticisms, I agree. These are very bland designs. I'm not going to deny that. But what I wonder is, are they at a point where they have a creativity crisis because nobody is going to be willing to work with them who has any connections with the unions, with the guilds, anything, because this is an existential threat. So therefore, then they have to go find people who are completely separated from the typical pipeline to come in and help them. And maybe that's why the designs look, subpar. Mm-hmm. I don't know that anybody from Hollywood wants to touch this and be the first to open Pandora's box.
Yeah, I don't know how related this is, but I just did an interview with a former Disney animator. He has a new film called Light of the World. It's a kind of the retelling of the Jesus Christ story through the eyes of a younger apostle. And I think that was maybe a $20 million price point, but that was 2D old school animation.
I thought we couldn't do that anymore. I thought that was gone now.
Yeah,
Extinct.
well, I mean, they did it because they had to, and also it's beautiful animation. I mean, this guy knows his stuff. He was trained by the was it 9 old men? What was the old phrase at Disney of yore? So, yeah, I mean, I think everything we talk about to an extent is about money and is about lowering costs and smaller budgets and profitability. And you hate to kind of delve so deeply into that, but you can't help it. I mean, it's part of everything that we talk about, but it's also what's going to keep Hollywood alive in whatever fashion it is. So I just think when you save so much money, it's going to be, I don't know how they can resist at some point, even though, like you said, for now, there will be this, you worked on an AI movie, you can't work in Hollywood again. There's going to be that, but then there's going to be strike breakers and people who just kind of do it. And then they slowly get invited back into the game.
Marvin, you do a lot of voice acting. Would you be willing to do a voice on an AI movie to cross the line?
Oh, I don't care.
Scabba-dabba-doo, says Marvin.
No, no, I'm kidding. I kid. But I think that what this is going to do more so than be immediately embraced by the Hollywood studios, it's going to do what Amazon Kindle Publishing did for the book writing industry. It's going to make creating these projects more accessible to independent creatives.
It's a great point.
But by that, I mean, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more fan films in animation that are going to be directed at younger audiences. So now Disney, DreamWorks, Pixar, all of them, they're not going to have the lion's share of the ability to make these stories anymore. You're going to see a lot more independent voices. And I think that is a better use of this technology than, let's say, like Disney or Pixar using it. Making projects more accessible to small creators. I think that is where the future of this lies, at least the immediate future.
Well, folks, what we want you to know, and the reason we do this is to keep you ahead of the culture curve. We want you to realize that an AI movie is coming. This is going to be here, and we don't know yet. It's not as if when Toy Story was made that it was going to be an automatic success. That was never guaranteed in any way. But highly creative people. In fact, maybe the geniuses of our generation, John Lasseter, for example, came in and made something magical with a new medium. Can that happen with critters? Well, that depends on if lightning will strike with AI, but we shall see. One thing for sure, the tech is not going away anytime soon, even if Hollywood swoons and moves away from, what might be coming their way to wipe out their high-paying jobs. Helping Hollywood produce a product that you want to consume, that's what we do each and every day, folks. And this time, it's time to, say goodbye. We know, but don't cry. No, for we will have more videos on the way. We love to bring those videos and that information. And by the way, if you'd like even more, consider going to the Patreon page. It's www.patreon.com/WDWPro. It's where we put out stuff exclusively there that we simply can't put out in other places for whatever reason, be it because it's too spicy or because, perhaps we're working to corroborate it. But you can find out things early and first over there. Folks, we surely have had a great time spending time with you. Consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it, and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment right on down below. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
Want it all, so I give them cannonball. Yeah!
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be up. 3 days of you and me.
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.